Kevin Fraser is a South African stand-up comedian, and using his social media channels, Kevin entertains his audiences worldwide on his day-to-day encounters with life itself. Prior to venturing into the world of stand-up comedy, Kevin entertained over 100 venues and festivals worldwide as a DJ and performer. This month, he's kicked off his show, Minister of Entertainment in the Middle East, and this is Kevin's first time here in the Middle East, where he's traveled and toured through Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and finally here in Israel. Kevin, welcome to i24 News. Very nice to have you both here in our studios and in Israel. And just before getting to the comedic side of things, give us a little bit of an overview of your experience at the moment as a first-timer in the Middle East.
Absolutely. It's my first time here. Pleasure to be here. And yeah, I'm just so glad to be able to be back on the road and touring again. And the people, the culture, the food, it's been amazing. And I just can't wait to be back already, and I haven't even left yet.
Do you find that some of your jokes perhaps don't necessarily elicit the same response amongst people? We're talking about the fact that you do shows in places like South Africa and Australia and the UK, which are all part of the Commonwealth and have sort of that commonality.
Yeah.
But what about the Middle East?
Well, I think no show is the same, so that's all the more reason to come. But I think that that's why I try and spend a good few days in a city or in that country prior to the show, so that I can really see what it is that I can attach myself to in terms of the jokes and the comedy and deliver that on stage. So, yeah.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? What sort of things did you find in Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and here in Israel that you feel like you've been able to pull from for your sets?
Yeah, well, for example, going to Qatar, it was just, I've never been there before either, and it's a beautiful city, and I mean, I just didn't leave the beach for starters. So first thing I noticed was that there really are no waves, but that made it all the while better for me to be able to swim and enjoy it. And coming to Israel, I've only been here for what feels like 5 minutes, but I just find that the people are vibrant and loud and fun, and I feel this energy here, and I like to play towards that. I'll find ways to play with that in my show. Yeah.
Being in places like the United Arab Emirates and Israel, and as well as Qatar, which doesn't yet officially have relations with Israel, but hopefully in the future, many people say that after the first time that they've been to these places that they feel such a similarity amongst the cultures and cannot begin to understand why there's so much conflict and fighting. Did you feel that at all? Do you feel like the people have same values, beliefs, one in the same? Is the culture similar, or do you feel like there are some disparities?
I think that we're all so similar, and the more I travel, the more I'm able to do these regions, and like in this occasion, come to the Middle East, and now have the ability to travel between them. It's certainly been able to provide a platform for me to choose these cities and do the shows. So I'm really grateful to that. But at the end of the day, yes, I feel like we're all just people, and we do similar things. We all enjoy similar whether it be cuisine or social activities, and I like to play to that. You know, that's the kind of comedian I am, and I think that I try and embody all of that in my shows and performances and all the content that I create online.
As someone who's grown up and lives in South Africa, what do you notice are perhaps maybe some of the funniest or at least some of the biggest changes? I know for one, as an expat from South Africa, a lot of the time the level of politeness that we have compared to some people in the Middle East, is there something along those lines that you have found to be a complete difference between the two cultures?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything is just a sensation overload when getting here, and there's although some things may seem chaotic, there's always, as I said, there's beauty in the chaos, and I feel like here we just say it how it is, and we'll tell you straight. So I'm really vibing with that, because I think we could probably learn a bit from that back at home. Yeah.
A lot of your social media videos, which, mind you, I should point out, have got not just thousands but millions of views. A lot of them play on some very serious and very difficult issues that South Africans have to go through on a daily. Do you find that you're able to take some of the, almost poke fun at some of the hard things that are happening worldwide in current events or political events? Or is your audience more geared towards the issues and the crises that are going on in South Africa?
I suppose, having grown up there and just experienced everything every day, I embody all of that in my content, and it's definitely fuel to my fire, as I say. And I think that it's important. It's so important to be able to laugh at ourselves, to be able to connect with people through laughter, through pain, through sadness, through all these things that we face every day. I mean, life is difficult. It's challenging. We all have our issues and our debacles in different countries and environments, and just like South Africa has its issues, the rest of the world does. And I think wherever I travel, and let it be Australia or the States or wherever, like you find what's kind of plotting there, and you can play to that. I've just had the ample opportunity in a place like South Africa to do that. So, yeah.
And you're quite naughty in a sense in terms of poking fun at certain people. I mean, just recently you posted a photo from Qatar, as you mentioned, spending a lot of time on the beach in a Speedo, in a country that's quite conservative when it comes to religion and values. Did you feel like this was something that you were poking fun at? Was it just a matter of you being your authentic self? Was there that sort of restriction, and are you feeling it anywhere else that you've traveled in the Middle East?
Well, I think that was a classic Kevin moment, pulling out his budgie smuggler from Australia, and just enjoying my day on the beach. It did generate a bit of conversation, but I think there was nothing intended there. Just me enjoying sun again.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. And the truth is, that's where comedy comes in, that we can sit and laugh and poke fun at ourselves. I know you do on a daily basis. I just want to wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for being here, and keep poking fun at people and at yourself as well along the way. And hopefully we'll see you again in Tel Aviv pretty soon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Kevin.